You have transitioned out of full-time military service and are now pursuing a degree at National Louis University. As you may have already discovered, the amount of reading and writing you have to do in your classes can seem overwhelming. On top of that, since NLU's classes are held by quarter rather than by semester, more is required in a shorter amount of time, not to mention the classes that only run for 5 or 6 weeks at a time. It would help then to have a strategy for completing the required readings in order to get the most out of them. Don't forget the writing part as well. You're being asked to write reflections, analyses, and research papers in an academic style that you haven't had to do probably since high school. The following video provides some guidelines on these topics. The right approach to reading and writing effectively. Textbooks and supplemental materials. Which format do you prefer? Hard copy or ebook? It may not seem like a big deal, but you do have some choice as to how you access your books. Ebooks, where available, are generally less expensive than hardcover or paperback books and certainly lighten the load in your book bag. By contrast, if you're not real comfortable with using a Kindle or other type of e-reader, you may opt for the old-fashioned textbook with the pages you can turn with your hand and highlight or mark with a pen or pencil. First, we'll discuss a reading strategy known as targeted reading. Targeted reading is modeled on the SQ3R approach: survey, question, read, recite, review. This approach involves first identifying the headings and subheadings in a textbook chapter or article. Next, use that information to form questions that you hope to answer for yourself once you've read. Annotating the text. When you annotate the text, you are jotting down your thoughts as you read. It's what we call active reading. There isn't one right way to do it per se, but doing it will help you more fully engage in what you are reading. Please notice the other forms of marking this text provided here as well. Using a highlighter, underlining or bracketing with a pen or pencil, or noting keywords, new vocabulary words, or other words that signal key ideas. Any of these methods can be helpful for you in retaining what you've read. Quiz yourself. Once you've read the chapter or article through, go back to your list of questions and see if you can answer them all. If you haven't, that means you need to go back and read, or perhaps skim over the entire reading or some portions of it again. You may also want to recite some keywords or definitions to help you internalize that information. Finally, set the reading aside for approximately 30 minutes or so and then come back and review your annotations once more. Compositional structure. Writing academic essays or papers requires you to have a presence when you write. What does that mean? It means that you are not just reporting on something that happened to you or on an assigned reading. You need to develop a voice in how you write. 2 questions to think about. What do you believe, and why is that important? Your writing should take the form of a composition that has a beginning or introduction, middle or body, and an end or conclusion. Thinking about your audience. Formal voice. Writing in a formal voice means that the writer takes into account that others beside the professor may be interested in his or her work. Therefore, the writer uses third-person nouns and pronouns, such as he or she, him or her, it, one, individual, person, consumer, customer, viewer, reader. The writer deliberately avoids using personal pronouns such as I, me, my, or second-person pronouns such as you and your. You need to write differently than you speak. As you might have guessed, sentence structure is important as well. You need to concentrate on writing complete sentences, avoiding fragments and run-ons, and varying the length of your sentences to help your writing flow. We do want to thank you for watching this video. We provided for you here an overview of some of the resources you can tap into while you are a student here. To schedule an appointment with Learning Support, please click the link below.